What's up everybody, Just Brewing here. Welcome back to the home brewery for another grain to glass video. Before we get things started, I want to apologize for the lighting. The sun decided to run away. It's like 2 p.m. And the sun decided to go away. It's super cloudy here. That doesn't mean it's not hot. It's still like 96 degrees right now, and it's perfect weather for not just patio pounders, my strawberry lemon wheat beer, beers that are crisp, clean, refreshing, very fruity, but also low in ABV. It's also a really good time for summer sippers, something that's still low in ABV but has a lot of flavor, something that you may not want to chug, something that you want to hold on to for a little bit, and I think I found the perfect beer. This Session IPA stands out from all the other Session IPAs that I've had. The others often are very light in flavor and very light in hop character, and of course light in ABV. Well, this one is light in ABV. It's about 4.2%, but it's got quite a bit of character to it. I mean, talking hops, malt. It feels a lot like a regular IPA, and I think that's super cool, and I can't wait to show it to you. If this is the kind of content that you like, make sure to like and subscribe. You can donate to me at justbrewing.com. You can also pick up some merch, where all merch proceeds are going to go to charity. Let's get right into brew day. As usual, I'm using my homebrew journal to take notes. I mean, it's one of the most important tools in the brew house, and it's where we're going to start today. For this 5-gallon batch, we're going to start with just over 6.5 gallons of reverse osmosis water, and I'm going to treat this using some water salts. For the grain bill on this beer, we're going with Maris Otter as the backbone. This should give us a little bit of nuttiness, Caramel 60 and Cara Munich for some color and residual sweetness. And lastly, Victory Malt. This should give us a little bit of bread character as well, just a little bit of breadiness. We're also going to add a few ounces of corn sugar into the boil. This will up the ABV just a little bit without messing with the flavor, and it will also help dry this beer out a little bit more. After our mash, it'll be time to yank our grains, prep our hops while we get this to a boil. For the hops on this beer, we're going with Summit and Cascade. Summit is a high alpha acid hop that offers pepper and herbal notes, very grassy and earthy, this hop. And Cascade is very citrusy, so I'm thinking these are going to balance each other out, and it's going to taste like a traditional IPA in a Session IPA package. At the end of our 60-minute boil, it'll be time to chill this down and get the wort into a sanitized fermenter. For yeast, we're going with Lallamon's Nottingham. I chose this yeast for 2 reasons. One, it's a very clean, neutral yeast. It'll let the malts and the hops shine in this beer. 2, it has a very wide temperature range. I actually had this lager, video coming later, I had this lager fermenting at the same time, and I wanted to make sure this was an ale, an IPA, so I chose an ale yeast that could ferment in this temperature range. To really help push the citrusy and peppery notes, I'm going to dry hop this about halfway through fermentation with an ounce each of Cascade and Summit. This Session IPA should be done fermenting in about 14 days. After that, it'll be time to keg, carb, and get it ready for the tasting. And here it is in a glass, the Session IPA. On the color, it's got some orange and red hues. I mean, it looks like an amber in the right light, and I'm a really big fan of this color. On the nose, the citrus and pepper notes do come through. I mean, we were expecting that, but what I wasn't expecting was the caramel. It's actually really sweet on the nose. I really dig that. And on the flavor, up front, it's a little bit bitter, but it's followed up by some of the spice and pepper notes that Summit had to offer. And then right after that, I mean, it's Cascade. It's citrus, grapefruit, peach, something like tangerine or orange. I can't really tell just yet, but there's quite a bit of flavor, and it's actually a really nice balance of earthy and fruity. One of the things that I would change next time I do this would be the amount of Summit that I used. As of now, the beer is pretty well balanced, but when I first kegged it, it wasn't at all. Summit overpowered the hell out of this thing. I mean, it was spicy and peppery, and I thought it was fantastic, but your average beer drinker is not gonna like that. So what I would do is I would dry hop with a ½ ounce instead of the full ounce, just to dial back the pepper and bitterness just a little bit. You wouldn't get any bitterness from the dry hop charge, but the pepper and all of that, some of those aromas, it's gonna feel like it's a little bit more bitter, so keep that in mind if you do this. One other update that I would make, since we're already taking a ½ ounce of Summit out of the recipe, I would replace that with a ½ ounce of something like Motueka, which is a New Zealand hop that offers like lemony, limey type character. And I think a little bit of lemon lime zest flavor would really separate this beer from the other IPAs. I mean, it tastes like a traditional IPA, but like it's missing one thing, I think, to help separate it. And lemon or lime would really take this to the next level. So next time you're outside and you're thinking about what you're gonna drink, consider either the patio pounder or consider the summer sipper. That's gonna do it for me. Thanks for viewing Just Brewing. It's really easy when you got a small glass.